Hey, what's going on with it once again? Ladies and gentlemen, fanboys and fangirls, this is the one, the only, of course, Mr. Of course, Criticism Guy 2009, aka Nintendo Sony Free 2011, and of course, Nintendo Sony Free 2011. I just said that already. Nintendo Anime Manga 360, excuse me. So, yeah, without further ado, before I get into this movie review, I know it's been about a week since I've seen this movie. I know it's been out for a little while. It hasn't been out too long, but, whew. Man, really fucking awesome movie. But before I get into that, side note really quick. I know most of you aren't going to care about this, but I did my personal opinion. Just the other week, I actually ran on a real old friend of mine, really fucking cool guy. His name was, I'm not going to say his name, what his name was, but he was really fucking awesome, a really cool dude. Down to earth, he was a chill dude. I used to hang out a lot with him back like 3-4 years ago when I had my really old job, which was shitty as fuck. It was only like $7-8 an hour, so it was pretty much shitty ass minimum wage job, which I really fucking hated. But I was in college at that time, about 4 or 5 years earlier, so I needed some way to pay off the debts and shit like that in my community college where I was going to at the time. And it was real cool keeping up, old times with them and shit like that. And I actually got his Facebook and shit like that, so now we're keeping in contact. And he said he might even give me like maybe $2-3 off on the movies if he ever sees me and shit, which is fucking badass. I really love that shit. So I saw him in 3D, as you can tell, I actually wore these exact same glasses when I went to the Regal 3D, check that shit out, really awesome. Thank God they don't force you to fucking, recycle that shit, because that would suck ass. But, other than that, it was really cool catching up old times with him, he had a couple personal issues in his life, but due to name protection, I'm not going to say his name or anything like that, because, I don't want him to get swarmed with other people and everything. This is my real life friend, by the way, too, which is really fucking makes it even better, But yeah, other than that, it was fun catching up on old times and everything. And he was as much of a movie fan buff as for action adventure, like with Marvel, DC, and animes. He was much of a fanboy as I was into that, even though he was like a year younger or 2 years younger than me. That's why he was a really cool ass close friend of mine. He was really awesome. And I'm glad his life is getting a lot more easier now. Now he's getting like $15-16 an hour, which is fucking huge in this day and age of economy. But yeah, other than that, without further ado now, let's begin. So Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and these are all just random pictures if you want to check them out. Samuel Jackson, of course, starring this guy. I always forget his name was Chris Pines or Chris Evans. I think it was Chris Evans because Chris Pines was in the Star Trek series for a little bit as Captain James Kirk, not Captain America. So yeah, there's that starring him, Scarlett Johansson, Robert Redford, surprisingly, which was weird because I actually saw him in that little low-budget movie which is called All Is Lost. And before that, I had no idea who that guy was, but apparently this guy's been around even before my parents were even born. He's like 70, 80 years old. And it's crazy as fuck because this guy, Robert Redford, did a really good job as being the villain. Really fucking amazing. He's kind of like Clint. He's got that same style like Clint Eastwood and Liam Neeson, Harrison Ford. Like a lot of how old guys how they are in the movie industry, how their adaptation is in the movie industry. He's kind of got that side to him, which is really fucking badass. One of those old viejito dudes that are they don't take shit for nobody. They look very vulnerable and frail, but at the same time they're a force to be reckoned with. So that's what makes Robert Redford almost on the top of my list when it comes to old guys that still know how to kick fucking ass. Even at their old, senior citizen age, they're still able to do that. Same goes for Schwarzenegger and Stallone. But other than that, they're still buff as shit because obviously some of them, they took steroids like that back in the day a lot. And that unfortunately fucked around with them. But yeah, other than that, they're still legends in their own, in their own representation. And in their own way and in their own right. That's what I want to say. They're legends in their own right. And pretty much, this movie, I'm not going to get into the whole thing. It'll take 20-30 minutes. I pretty much learned my lesson with my old movie reviews, especially when I did my Dark Knight Rises one. That was about 40 minutes, I think, or 36. At that time, it was about 3-4 years ago. Less, probably. But yeah, other than that, what I want to say is that, good lord, man, I am telling you, this shit right here, I'm saying it, I'm not trying to sound crazy about it, but this whole synopsis is that pretty much after Captain America, he's done with being frozen in the first Captain America, and after he's done helping the Avengers in the first movie, he's probably going to be in the Age of Ultron next year in 2015. Spoiler alert. I will say this, that he ends up fighting for S.H.I.E.L.D. again, and it doesn't have any correlation at all. And We don't even get to see that one dude, Agent Coulson, which of course, like, I don't know what his real name is in the real life, but I know that chick. I always talk about her a couple times, Grace, aka Beyond the Trailer. A lot of you people already know who she is, so I'm not going to give her an introduction because she has like 260,000 subs, so that's a lot of people that know her already. She's a real huge movie buff and a Marvel DC fangirl. She's really awesome. I'm not sure what age she is. She looks like she's in her late 20s, early 30s. I don't know. But she's a really amazing, awesome chick. Definitely check her out. She does a lot, very extremely professional, like movies, like reviews and everything. So if you're into that type of thing, if you're into Hollywood agencies and like the publicists, and like if you're on that side of like Hollywood, if you're really into all the finances and like trying to become an actor, then definitely check her channel out. Her channel is definitely for you. Blatant fucking blatant promotion there. Check her shit out. Bottom line, but. She was talking about how she was a little devastated how they didn't get to show Agent Coulson, but they did show that other chick, which I completely forgot her name, by the way. And I'm probably going to end up, like, taking this a couple times if my throat's getting thirsty as hell. Good drink, by the way. I love it. Aqua fucking Fina. What can you do? Oh, and, yeah, by the way, my bed's right next to me, just in case you can't see it in the mirrors. Well, you can't see it in the mirrors because I don't have my door slammed or whatever. But let's get back to Captain America. The whole synopsis is that SHIELD was really like half of SHIELD was actually all the undercover agents. All the other undercover agents that were really like running SHIELD was actually ran by Hydra. Many people don't know that if that word doesn't ring a bell. Hydra, which was that one dude, I forgot his name, but he was in the Matrix as Mr. Smith back in the days, and he was in Lord of the Rings. I always forget his name, but I know he's a British dude or whatever. Or Aussie dude, I don't know. But yeah, pretty much other than that. Oh my fucking god. This guy, what's his name? The one that was like in the first Hydra or whatever. Like, he says, Hail Hydra! You know, the first Captain America movie. The first Avenger, of course. What's his name? He actually had an influence on everything. And it was funny because the first 2 minutes, and like I said, I'm not going to do too much alternative media and too much like truther news, like conspiracy theory type of shit for a little while that involve Freemason and some Illuminati shit. I'm going to be doing that in June again, so that way, I got more of a mind refresher and everything, and I already got a lot of shit written down, by the way. It's not in this little pamphlet right over here, it's something a lot bigger. But yeah, other than that, another really cool thing about it is that, like, he talks about 2 minutes about, is this going to be a new world order of, like, Hydra, how crazy as shit that sounded, and I already know that was probably an Illuminati symbol or whatever, blameless program. I'm not going to talk about that, though, because this is a movie review. So, other than that, I'm just going to get into the really cool-ass, juicy details about it. All the fighting sequences were cool, except for those two parts where there was, like, a CGI action stuntman that was in there. I was like, I took it out. Like, just when I was getting so invested into this film, that shit happens. Of course, you're pretty much expecting a lot of CGI to go down anyway, so nothing new there, apparently. That's pretty much a current normality of like action-packed movies like this nowadays, especially with the Marvel DC universe type of movie influences that it has on the mainstream media public. And I will say this, another really cool thing I loved about this movie, Samuel L. Jackson, that Moreno, he pretty much killed the shit out of this fucking film. I mean, at first I thought, oh no, he's gonna die. He died because like he ended up getting assassinated by like a Hydra agent or whatever like that, which kind of sucked fucking ass. And then what happened is after that is like he ends up pretending to fake his own death, which is fucking crazy. And then of course you had the Winter Soldier, which I think his real name in real life is Sebastian something. I don't know what his last name is. It's Sebastian, but I know in the movies he's really Bucky, which was the same dude. If any people haven't seen the first part like I have, definitely check that out. In the first part of the movie, I think it was like 2010 or 2011 when the first Captain America came out, is when, Bucky, his friend, he ends up falling down to his death. And apparently everyone thought he died, but it was actually one of the Hydra agents, which was this old, like, Switzerland or Ukrainian European dude. He had a really thick-ass accent. When it was like, oh, we will multiply him, and we will do this, and we do a terrible experiment on him, like, sort of like that, But then after that, what happens is that, he ends up putting his brain inside of a fucking computer. That's crazy as fuck, by the way. Just like how that dude Mark Dice talks about the Illuminati, and, like, how Transcendence is going to be the introduction of, like, how man machine are going to have transhumanism and shit, which that's a completely different topic. I'm not even going to get into that. He knows about that shit way more than I do when it comes to Illuminati and shit like that. But yeah, other than that, what happens is, let me go back to the movie before I keep going off topic. What I will say is that, really fucking amazing performance from Scarlett Johansson, which any people haven't seen my, Lucy trailer, reaction review, definitely check that shit out. She's gonna be in that one too, as a main character. She's gonna have all these superpowers and shit like that. Looks fucking epic, balls to the wall, in your fucking face kind of action. It's probably gonna have a lot of CGI, so I'm not surprised there. I know Morgan Freeman's gonna have a cameo role in there, so shout out to that Moreno. He's extremely legendary as shit. And yeah, other than that, who else plays a big part in this movie? I'm trying to remember. Anthony Mackie, another really cool ass Moreno dude. If any people don't know what Moreno is black African American. It's just a Puerto Rican way of saying it. I've been used to saying that a lot more than just a black person, because I don't want to sound racist and shit, Because I do know really smart, intellectual black people out there. Most people know their names by now, and I have to keep repeating it. But yeah, other than that, this Moreno dude's really fucking awesome. He's badass. He actually surprised me a lot. At first, I thought it was just going to have, a side little 2-3 minute roll into the film. He actually had a lot of stuff to do with the film. Just in case you haven't seen it on the screen by now. I will say this guy, he knows his shit, seriously. Like, the way he does that hand-to-hand combat type of shit. He went from, like, Tupac Shakur in that Notorious movie when he played an adaptation of him in his life, all the way to the big times now. Maybe, who knows, maybe Tyler Perry will probably hook him up with a movie as him being the main character instead of just like the supporting role. He'll have like the main character like role instead. Who knows? The protagonist. So there's that, and the whole fighting scenes. My God, those things were so epic as hell. I'm telling you, epicest in your face for days. That's all I have to say about that shit. Because that did not disappoint in the slightest whatever. I'm telling you right now, that shit was so beautiful, well talented, well researched, well choreographed fighting scenes for the win. I will tell you that right now. Especially with that whole chase scene with Captain America getting away from Hydra, or from S.H.I.E.L.D., aka Hydra, which they ended up trying to destroy and annihilate Captain America, which was sad because after all the times he had to fight for S.H.I.E.L.D., now S.H.I.E.L.D. is going against him, especially in that little elevator scene, in that one part when he says, now you boys, sure, you want to go up against me like this. And they even showed Crossbones, a.k.a. played by Frank Grillo, which I actually saw him in the Homefront movie last year, which was fucking insane. Definitely check that shit out with him and Jason Statham. He's always the bad guy for some reason. I don't know why. He never does the good guy. Oh well. But other than that, him and Anthony Mackie get into it at the end of the movie, which is fucking crazy. Of course, the biggest attraction in this movie is the Winter Soldier versus Captain America, aka Bucky versus Cap. With them, they were fighting in on the freeway, which is sick as hell. He has this big giant metal arm. He's able to kick the crap out of Cap like nothing, which is insane as hell. Even though he's superhuman now, Captain America. The thing that's crazy as fuck about this is, my God, the way he just goes in on Captain America is just the whole fighting shield when he goes pew, 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 like that. It's just fucking insane. Let me tell you what, especially when he drags his fingers in the ground when he's using his posing like that. Fucking sick. I loved every sound effect. Shout out to the fucking sound effect team because you guys killed it. That shit was just so freaking beautiful. I gotta give my props to the sound effect team. They busted their ass on this movie, and I'm giving credit where credit is due. Those people, that whole team, the whole staff, they were freaking amazing. I loved every single moment of it. Besides the CGI team, they were always good as always. They're expected to be good. And the whole thing with Scarlett Johansson, her being a flirty little slutty bitch, it was decent. The thing is, the way her sex appeal appeals to me, and I'm not gay or nothing. No offense to gay people, I'm not gay, alright? I do love myself pussy. I get it once a week or a month, obviously, But this is the thing, the way her sex appeal is in this movie, it didn't attract me. I don't know. When it comes to combat, girls using guns and shit like that, it's cute and everything, but as far as sexually attractive goes, the chick, I'm not really into her like that, Even in the Don John movie, which I actually saw, which I never got to do a movie review of, I guess it was alright. But she just isn't my type. I don't know. Something about Scarlett Johansson, I never saw her sexually beautifully appealing, I know she has it, it just doesn't appeal to me, And there's other guys and maybe even lesbian chicks out there, it's like, oh, you're wrong. You should love her. She has the nice tits and the ass and everything. You know, granted, I'll give her that part. She has a nice, cute-ass long hair going on, the pretty green eyes and all that. But as far as her being sexually appealing in my eyes, it just doesn't happen. I'm sorry. If it would have been some chick like Sofia Vergara, Michelle Rodriguez, or another really cute-ass white girl, which I know those two are Latina chicks, Puerto Rican and Colombian, or other white girls that are really freaking gorgeous as hell, like, let me think. Just kind of weird, like Jennifer Lawrence, who else? Just throwing it out there randomly, pretty much Jennifer Lawrence, who else? There's a lot of other female actresses that are extremely, way more beautiful than her. Who else? It's not coming to mind. Her, the one girl that played Emma Frost in X-Men, the first X-Men, like the one that was before Days of Futures Past, that one. Who else was really cute ass white girl? Uma Thurman, she's really fucking cute, sexy. Who else? There's a couple other people. Charlize Theron, another chick that she's like 56 years old now. Not Renee Zellweger, but the other chick, Catherine Zeta-Jones, she's still hot. And a couple other fucking hot ass white women out there, but her, Scarlett Johansson, just doesn't captivate the sexiness that I like. You know, I'm just saying. But with that whole off topic, let's get back to the topic at hand, of course. Let's see. I love that other fighting scene when they actually show Samuel Jackson. Not really a fighting scene, it's more of a car chase scene where S.H.I.E.L.D. was hunting him down, which is fucking insane as hell. They use that big giant thing, whatever. Fucking insane how they did that. Like, I forgot what it's called. It's like some riot bat or something, and they were trying to take Samuel Jackson out, a.k.a. Nick Fury. Really sick as fuck in the movie. He actually showed his eye at the end, which is fucking insane. That whole chase scene, the car chase scene, was crazy, especially when the Winter Soldier tried to kill him. It was insane as hell. He almost tried to get destroyed and everything. It was wild as fuck. But yeah, other than that, the guy, Samuel Jackson, my lord, that Moreno killed it, like I said earlier in this movie. He was just sick as fuck. How he does his acting, and I'm really looking forward to him. Even though it already came out in RoboCop, when it comes on Blu-ray DVD, I'll try to do a DVD review on it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Most likely I won't, but if I do, hey, it's all good under the hood. So, yeah, other than that, freaking out. Kudos to the guy. No wonder he's been such a legend in Hollywood for so many years, you know? Let's see what else. What can I get into? Yeah, the last part. Well, even though I didn't get too much into Robert Redford's part, he's pretty much the CEO of S.H.I.E.L.D. and everything. He owns everything. All the merchandise, all the flying ships, the hybrids, I think that's what they're called. Or the halberds, I think. Not to get it mixed with that Super Smash Brothers thing with Meta Knight when they put that big giant halberd ship in the sky. If any of you remember to know that Kirby game, not that halberd, but for Nintendo, but this is for Marvel, not Nintendo. The halberd in there, that shit is sick as fuck. Of course, that was probably another blatantly promoted like toy product that they're probably going to put out somewhere from like Walmart or Kmart or maybe Amazon or something. I don't know. Or Sears, who the fuck knows? Who cares? And Target, of course. But other than that, let's get back to this shit. Obviously, Captain America, it's his time to stop like all the population that gets destroyed by these missile launchers, like mega drones that come out into the sky and destroy the living hell out of innocent human civilians everywhere, regardless if they did a crime or not. They all get targeted. They almost get all destroyed until Captain America saves the fucking day again. Kudos to him, because that was like the first action figure I ever had besides Spider-Man and Green Lantern, and maybe Wolverine too, and that man. But another thing that was cool as shit about him is that, my God, you know, Chris Evans, I got to give him props for doing really good as Captain America. Same with Anthony Mackie. He had a really good ass time, especially with him when he was in those flying suits or whatever, the rocket suit that he was called the Falcon. Really sick ass shit, by the way. With his little jetpack and everything. That was fucking awesome. Really sick as hell. And what else? What am I missing? There's probably a lot of other stuff I'm missing, but I'm not going to get into the whole movie at the hand. The whole choreograph with the fighting CGI, that was sick. Another thing that was really cool is the whole thing when they were going into the mall and Captain America, a.k.a. Chris Evans, or Cap, gets told by Scarlett Johansson, a.k.a. the Black Widow, of like, oh, tell her to kiss me, because people get very uncomfortable with PDA, public display of affection, and they just like kissing him, and then the other guy just ignores him when they're trying to find him, which is Frank Grillo and the other people for S.H.I.E.L.D., a.k.a. Hydra. And there's one intense epic fight where Anthony Mackie and Frank Grillo was sick as fuck, a.k.a. Falcon and Crossbones. And he almost dies at the end, but like he's probably going to come back in a second time, obviously. But yeah, other than that, The whole hybrid thing, that was sick as hell with the whole drone things in the sky. It was insane as fuck. Even though in real life that's not that great, but in the movies, entertainment-wise, it's still cool. But yeah, what else can I say? Bucky and Captain America, they go into it. They fight left and right. Sick as fuck, by the way. Amazing stuff. Another thing I will say about it is that, the acting choreography was sick. Robert Redford, the way he ends up getting tricked by Scarlett Johansson by her having like this cybernetic fake mask on, and her kicking the living shit out of Robert Redford was freaking insane because she almost dies from this big giant poison thing they put in each other's hearts. Sick as fuck. Robert Redford was a freaking beast in this movie. He was really fucking good. He was a lot better in the other movie, even though it was a different thing. It's called All Is Lost. I was going to do a movie review on that, but I forgot. Maybe one day I'll do it, get to it, and not forget. So yeah, there's that whole choreography, and Captain America just beating the living shit out of all the hybrids and taking them out one by one. And at the end, unfortunately, after Captain America saves Bucky's life, aka the Winter Soldier, when they have to keep erasing his memory all the time, and they go hiding underground, what happens is he ends up getting dragged. The Winter Soldier grabs Captain America by like the shirt or whatever. It was funny as hell. And other than that, he saves his life, and pretty much everything goes pretty damn good from there. He ends up escaping. And of course, if any people there after you saw like what's going to happen next after S.H.I.E.L.D.'s gone, because it doesn't exist anymore. Even though it sort of exists, it's just it was Hydra infested, unfortunately. And everyone kept saying Hell Hydra, like secretly, in a secret thing. And then after that, what happens is that, oh man, it just shows you how much government corruption there is even in the fantasy universe, not just real life. What else can I say about the movie? It was fucking beautiful, epic. I'm going to have to give this shit an A-, 4.5 guns out of 5, firearms out of 5, that type of shit. Really fucking amazing movie. It captivated me alive. Even though those two little like nitpicks I had with the movie, excluding those things, it was still perfect as hell. And if any of you people didn't see it till the end, and I forgot, of course, what is a Marvel movie without the legend CEO, creator himself, Stan Lee, not being into the freaking movie? He was actually a little janitor for the Smithsonian Museum. That was funny. So I was like, oh my god, I'm definitely going to get fired today. I was so expecting. It's like, meanwhile, Spider-Man's going to go on a vacation, I don't know, it's crazy. I always like doing his voice impression. He's the legend of Comic-Con himself. You cannot argue with this dude. This guy, he might be 60, 70 years old, but if it wasn't for him, none of us would pretty much have, like, any time at all to, admire all the beautiful work he has done for Marvel over the years. Or decades in this case. Same with DC, but I don't know who's the CEO of DC. I'm going to have to go on Wikipedia and find out myself. Or you guys can find out yourself. Who knows? Vice versa. And if you like I keep getting distracted with myself, is that I will say this. If you didn't see like the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver version of the other Marvel, this isn't a Days of Futures Past one, but this version, I like how tremendously well that they did that. I never grew up reading the comics, so any of you people that have grew up reading the comics, you could tell me how accurate, how inaccurate they were. But to me, it looked cool as fuck with the special effects. How that chick, which is the Scarlet Witch, she ends up just like just destroying the living shit out of everything, with her psychic telekinetic powers. And Quicksilver, he's all like running faster than the Flash and Sonic the Hedgehog together, fast as fucking hell. Even Rainbow Dash. I know, the MLP reference. But other than that, there's that little ending, so it gives you a hint what's going to be in the Age of Ultron, and it's 2015. I'm looking forward to it. After the Avengers, I don't know if they're going to put some little ending cameo there, which I wouldn't be surprised if they do. There's that, and then there's the other ending after the credits are all done. If any people didn't see it, they showed Bucky or whatever. They ended up showing Bucky, what's it called? AKA the Winter Soldier. He has like this brand new life to himself, which is insane as hell. It's fucking sick. He has a cybernetic arm, so he has to wear a cloak, trench coat for the rest of his life. Trench coat for the rest of his life. Yeah, there. And he looks at all this history at the Smithsonian Museum of how Bucky was the last real friend that Captain America had before he became the giant like Captain America that he was afterwards. And yeah, other than that, that's pretty much all I had to say about the movie. So hopefully you enjoyed this movie review. I know it was all over the place, and that's just my style of doing videos. And I'm definitely damn well looking forward to even doing Spider-Man 2 movie review or X-Men Days of Futures Past, which is both in the same month. It's May 2nd and May 23rd, so I'm going to try to see if I can try to do both. Not kick two birds with one stone, hit two birds with one stone, whatever. But that's all I have to say for now. So like I always do say, is what it is, ain't what it ain't. See you when I see you guys every day. Every night, wherever you're at around the world. Don't drink, smoke weed at the same time. Don't do anything reckless. See you soon. See you around. Deuces, I'm out. Take care. Have a good day, people, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.